I need to know. I need to know. Are you going to watch me for 10 minutes put together something somebody else thought about, somebody else didn't think about? We're here in this channel to see what you can do, and I'm being watched. Look up there, I'm being watched. You ever notice the two eyes over there? And every time I want to put the eye on the top, it falls to the bottom. I can't get the eye on the top. Is that gravity? I can't get the eye on the top. Maybe I should have... Doesn't matter what I do. Unless I stick the two eyes out, I can't get the eye on the top. Now, with that said, right, now that the light is on the white and you can't see it, you can say, are these my breasts, right? If they were my breasts, in order to get the center, right, they just showing you the outside, right? In order to understand it, look how high I am, but it stops over here. So the end is over here. But what's happening? Why do I need it all the way up here? Because it's pulling up the skin? No, it must mean something in the universe. The ball. Who has seen the ball trick? Where's this? If I pull this one out, will it be this one? Or will it be this one? Ah, you're right. It is this one. But I've also taken this ball apart. As you can see, it's cut. And I've stuck it this way. If I did that, these two would be on one side of the ball. The yin in the yang. You see the black part here in the yang over here, opposite side. But when they were straight through, it was completely separated. Completely separated. And when we squeeze the ball, it opens over here for a mouth, and it opens over here for a mouth. It didn't open down here because it's on the same side. It didn't open over here because it's on the same side. So it opened to two opposite sides. So if these are two opposite sides completely, and I cut this ball in half, I'm going to show you what happens, right? And again, what do you create from this? What shape comes out of this? Imagine if you went straight across now. Don't go in and out because it's long. You want to go to the straightest route. So you have a cut here, you have a cut here, you would end up with a point here. Let's cut this ball and see what happens. We've got a few tricks we're going to do today. And notice when I cut it, I have to come back. You notice how a round cuts? So now I have, boom, but I can't take it off because it's now on the other side of the ball, in the other world. In the other world, that's right, it's on the other side. How would we count this circle now? What are we going to do to give it life? Who's bored? Who wants to just leave the channel? This is a kid's channel. We're learning. Maybe it should be fastened forward. So now I tore it apart. And even after tearing it apart, I can't do anything about it because the cords are locked in the back to the other side. But yet this is on this side. This is on this side. And as you pull them, they're pulling each other back. So if I would put a spring in between these two here and a spring in between these two here, look what's happening. Opens to this side, opens to the front and the back. Opens to the front, the back, opens to the two sides. You got your ears on? Oh yeah, we've got our ears on. So now these are locked in. I can't move them. Two worlds locked together. Are they flat? See that? And you can call that like your 88. Now what we're going to do, right? And all I did is I never moved it. I got black on black. I've got green on green. I don't have in between because then I'd be in the other ball. So I come here and I can just slip this underneath if I want and now put my cord on the outside. Let me ask you a question. You live in a house. You live in a house? You live in an apartment? You're standing on the floor? Are you standing on the floor? What are you actually standing on? You standing on the carpet? Well, that was manufactured, put together from pieces and particles. Are you standing on the wood floor that came down from a tree that they cut up and they manufactured into pieces and parts put together and made a little tile on your floor of wood or a panel? But many, 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 many panels. So you're standing on what was fabricated, just like a human being is a human being, fabrication. And the fabrication through the nutrients and through the building blocks, built us a liver, built me a kidney, I got a heart, and it was building me in 9 months. What happened? At what point was I actually with my full limbs, fully grown? What was happening in the last days? Solidification of what it, and growing, obviously, of the pieces and parts. So look what happens here. Now I've got two going the same way locked in. I've got the black inside the green. I've got these two going in different directions. I can't pull them apart, right? But the thing is, this is up and down, and this is this way. Just showing that they can still fit together and still have a part movement, not a full movement. They can't have a full movement because of their size. This is what creates your baseball. And can I turn it? What if it was able to turn, but it was harder to turn, or it took a longer time to turn? And you turn it. And once you turn it, you've put it back on the other side. So we know that's possible, although it's rather tight. Maybe we should make it wobble. I told you, up and down in the center, or across from the heavens. Another thing is the band. Is this what's happening on the band? Is this band turning this way? If this band turns this way, no matter what, there could be a little motor over here turning this around. Is that possible to turn this around? That's the big question. Can I be turning this with a motor? Where would I put the arm? Are they clip arms where this can clip right through here and the motor can keep on going? Well, how would we do that? Well, you need a minimum of one here and the motor. And when the motor turns, right, there's a little clip and it turns in. This passes by and it keeps on turning because it's connected to at least one other point as it's turning around. That's one thing. Number two, how many openings are on there? This one, it seems stupid. You see, this one can keep on turning and keep on turning and keep on turning in this hole. This is a numeric value. That's a numeric value, but I'm going to do you another one. I need more. That's why these gentlemen that tell me I shouldn't take them. I remember putting it in my drawer. Well, I got to go back and get more. They're not going to like me very much, you know. And yeah, my videos take a long time. They take a long time because I don't prepare. No commercial breaks. The only break you see is what I'm doing. Even the king, look at his crown, right? It's a little bit more of a wave on his crown than the jack. And he's also looking that way. You see he's looking that way. Is he looking that way or is he looking away from you? Is that his back with his head turned? What's happening here? Remember, creation, right? When they did it, they just kept repeating, right? They just kept repeating. I'm going to make a different one here and here. Look, here and here. I made a number 3. There you go, number 3. Whoop. Holy cow. It's a circle. And what I'm going to do is, the question is this the way we're running the circle? In fact, this is the only way we can run this circle. This is our obligation. Look at that. I fit just inside the numbers. And I'm just on the edge. It's an obligation. And this will just keep going round and round. And I can't do it because I cut it. But it goes round and round and round. Now, what if we tapered this? What if this was tapered? Okay. And there's a few things I can do with this, right? We're trying to figure out, how did we get from the other world? How is the information moving? How did they recreate mechanically what was created for us through the Urantia world? Yes. Yes. A recreation of God's creation. Yes. They can't own the outside. There might be a war in the heavens or the hells. Hells are angels, I know. They drive Harley Davidson, and the color is rust. How do you make the rust color? How do you make that Harley Davidson color? You think I'm joking? What if this, okay, at the same time, I'm going to question myself. Just cutting this piece out. I'm trying to, don't forget, we give you a whole piece, and then you cut them out. So I cut this piece out of here. I cut this piece out of here. And then what do I end up with? Oh, I don't know. The H and the I. Or maybe I'll put it over here, and I won't let it mean very much. Reboot. Do you remember the two guys, the two dummies in Reboot? Remember, if you have to remember and never forget, don't eat pork. Don't eat tray food. Don't eat tray food. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? I need more light. I need more light. Kosher food, this and that, halal, and all these things. Not just because it's better for you, but because of the word, kosher. So now we have, boom. Look what we have now in this. Look what we have now. Do I have too much light in here? This is the design that I have now. I have two outlets, and over here, what can we do? I don't know. I don't know. But this is an obligation in art. I had to cut around, and I had to leave the eyes there, and I couldn't let them fall off. The other thing is, when we connected this, one of my questions is, you see, it's got to be pulled all the way to the end. My question is with this, is that, will this turn out, and then come out, and then go back in all the way, and then go back in, and is there a possibility at the same time this can turn while it does it? Oh, look, it's summer. It's summer. Oh, we'll open it up. We'll open it up, and it'll be winter. And here's different passages. Or can this be connected to this one? Right? You have this one here, and you have a second one. Right? And you connect it. Now, my question is, okay, do I have another one of these over here where this one's connected? You get my drift, and now that I have each one connected, is there one in the center that's connecting it here? Give me a second. Boom! Like that. Let me close the door. Boom, just like that. Or should I open the light? Let's close the door. What happened? What happened, boom, just like that? Well, while I was cutting it and looking at it, I says, oh my God. The bottom, the upper, or the lower half moon. The upper or the lower half moon. One side of the moon. Is it the whole moon? Can these fold away? So now I have one, but now I have two. So can I get, let's see if I can do this. Can I tie these up? Just 1 second. We tied this one up here, pulled it all the way through, and now, okay, I did it. I did it. So we have this side over here with the eyes, this side over here with the eyes. The two of them are in the center connected to one. Right? So we have how many zones? We have one timing here, one timing here, one timing here, one timing here, and the timing in the center. And the center one spins for the center of both worlds. That's what it could be. It can also be an S that travels between the two world cycles. So when the Jehovah came to my door yesterday, and I'm saying Jehovah because that's what they said to me, I'm Jehovah. I go, okay. I says, that's nice. I says, so when they asked me, do you think life is eternal? Do you think God made a plan for us to live the eternal life? I go, hello, there is no other real earth. There is, but there isn't. Okay? Depending on which context you want to take it. Okay? Now, when you die from this world, you still stay in this world. I want to use the, you're still here. You're here and you're not here. But you don't see it. We're all connected. We're all connected. So if we're connected, can we say we all live in the same universe? We all live in the same totality? Earth, skin. Well, maybe not skin. Well, then what is skin? Does an alligator have skin? Does a chicken have skin? Does a pig have skin? Have skin. Have skin. Have, to have, half, skin, skin 'em alive, skinny, SK, the spirit and the birth in the church, to Jesus, the white DNA, the white DNA, that's what it says, the white DNA. So there's white and there's red, and there's red and there's brown, because the mix of the yellow soul, when you go to the bathroom and the pee is yellow, so there's a mix with an element that puts a little bit of yellow into the red and makes that brown. And the brown from the earth, you're doing the number 1 and the number 2, therefore that's how we get the brown, and then we get the light brown. So from the cell, which is white, okay, and red, the globulins, and from those 2 cells we create, in the first creation, we create the color brown. The color black is created, actually, I believe, either last, or black is a substance that when you mix it, you become coffee beans. So we're going to get on to every single one of these. How many did it take? How many did it take? I'm not going to look at how many numbers are on here because I don't care. They're all the same size. That means 360 degrees. You want to talk about 360 degrees? Let's get on to the next piece of this puzzle. Have you lasted that long? Shashi Shoshu. Gad Jed Jid John Gud. Jazz is a new clue. All the vowels, A, E, I, O, and U, A, E, I, O, 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 U, Shashi, Sho, Shu, Shashi, Sho, Shu, Gad, Jed, Jid, Jed, Jud. They all have numbers. They all tell stories. Not because of me. Should I make this into a 3-minute? I want to ask you a question. You sit there and you say, the movie ends in 45 minutes. What are we going to the movie for? I'll just get so hyped up. I mean, I don't really get up into a REM sleep by that time. And it's funny about sex. It's a little bit different. You get into the bedroom and it's like, oh yeah, let's get all hot, and boom, it's over. You know, 5 minutes. Come on, man. The spectacle about making sex is the biggest spectacle. I mean, gardening, that you have enough time and it's not too corny, starts early in the morning when you end up having it. And then you go all through the day thinking about it. And then you get to the night. But wait a second, how do you have the rest of your day? So why I said it that way is, where does joy begin? I can't believe I even talk like this in this video. Most people, but it's okay because it's in the 17th minute. And anybody ever see my heart? Anybody ever see my 2 hooks? See, I turn the hook different. I cut out the middle and I turn it this way, and that way I can pick up my heart. And do you ever see the other one that looks like that? I cut this up and I cut this out, and the cutout of this that is most amazing is a spade. That's right, out of my heart, boom, it's a spade with the leg. It's a spade with the leg because I cut it out of the heart. Now the question is, are these my lungs and this is my heart? I don't have any of the filaments, I don't know. So let's get to this part of the video, and then I'm going to start the next video with this, just in case you didn't watch the whole last video. The next video you won't have to watch because it'll show the same thing. This is going to be in my next video. That's all I'm going to say. Where should I go? Should I go back 1 page and let's see? Oh, and this is going to be in my video. But I won't show you anymore. And is there anything from my last book that I ripped out 100 pages? Did we talk about the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, or the roof? The vowels that we use inside, most of them, is the letter O. The throat is O and A, and the plexus is E and A, as solar is O and A, and the third eye gets I-E-I. Crown is only the O, sacral is only the A, and roof is only the O. Do you think when you play a game to remember, you have to lock it up? Lock it up. I remember number 45. Because when you add 1 to 9, it equals 45. So I remember the pound key. I remember the pound key is for dogs, but it's more prevalent to say the 9 lives of the cat in the pound key. The pound key is found to the right of the 0, which is known as the operator key, which is to the right of where the 10 position is. So we'd have 10 and then 0, but instead of the 10 key, we now have a star key. They also say in the roulette that when you go to 10 counting in Pythagorean, that 1 plus 0 equals to 1. What am I doing in this video before I end it, before I stop? It's all about understanding. We just have a lighter. We have a red lighter. There's metal and there's plastic. How did they make the plastic? How much did they use? What if they would have used less in the resin? They couldn't have made the plastic. Where did they get the flint? How did they put in the gas? How does the gas come from there? How does the gas get to here? How does the gas show up at their shop? And something shows up at their shop in a can, or it's in a big bottle, or the delivery service delivers a whole lot of gas, and then you put the gas, or does it get from a gas company in little packets and you just insert the packet puncher at the top? How is the lighter made? How is the eye made? How is this made? How is that made? What were the elements used to make it? And so on and so forth. That's what it is, and that's what I do. I break it down to the nitty-gritty to also know the extension of why we built it. For whatever reason, I don't care about the lighter. I just need the fire. I need the fire, I need the light, I need to understand the blue, I need to understand the hue, the human, and you want to know we came to earth. There's a Bible out there, and we have to prove the words in the Bible of what God spoke, of what they all say, of what all the religions say, what everybody's in. They're at the church and they're saying things. They're saying things and they're reading from the Bible, conscripts of the Bible. What do they actually mean to those people that are reading them? But this is what God said. I don't care what God said. What did God say is His word? What were His words that He chose when He spoke? That's what I want to know. Who said it? God. What were the words He said? This is what He says. Was it exactly what He says? It doesn't matter. That's what they're saying. Somebody's reading the narrative of what God said. Here's another thing we can do. If one is going one way, the other has to go the other way. That's your star system. If we were doing star system math, although you have 4 points, what about what's at the end of the point? See that? Look at the area surface. That bottom part can take care of that whole top part. See the way I can move all the way to here and all the way to here. And then as I'm doing it on one side, I'm the complete opposite on the other. This one, I can do the same thing. What does it mean? I and I, H and I. Everything is closed. And H and I, look at that, I create 4 eyes. So H and I, if I bring it up to the highest, it'll create C and C. Or is that enough space to put a head living in 2 worlds? Maybe I can create one up here and one down here. I don't know. While one's this way, the other one's that way. Let me see. Let's see if I can down, over, turn it. Hold on a second. See? Oh, it almost looks like Batman. Oh my God, it's Batman! Maybe it was Batman we had to understand. B-A-T. B-A-T. 212. Come from Haiti? Ah, you made it. Jamaica. Come from Jamaica. Who you be? Come from Cuba. Come from Africa. The islands of creation. The islands of the nation. Knowing the word. Anyways, I gotta go. I have a little problem with my tooth here. And, yeah. Unbelievable. Is that the sun or the moon? All right. Remember, the red moon, the red moon, the red moon, the orange sun, the sun or the moon. Look at this golden color. What is that golden color? Number 38. 38, creation heaven, stands for the church, creation through the sun. See, that's why I believe a lot of things that come out of the, some of the words. Not that I believe the words, I understand the words. Jesus, you know, from the sun, from the son of God. God is a gateway of the Omega, the horseshoe. You come all the way around, you have a horseshoe, you have the 2 hooks on each side, the 2 hooks on each side of the horseshoe. You come all the way around, you got the round part over here of that horseshoe, but on the other side I'm stuck. I've got the 2 actual, let me just do this. Basically, I didn't really make a good horseshoe. It should have went more in, right? Should have went more in. Anyways, it's the Omega, the horseshoe, right? And you have these 2 hooks at the end. And those are those 2 hooks that I was talking about that somehow, I don't know. See that? The Alpha Omega. You put that together, boom. You got your hook, you got your ace. You got your ace because you got something going across your V, right? So what story is that telling you? Got something going across your V. Now the question is, are these two supposed to be locked together? I went too far in this video. What are we left with at the end? I know this goes somewhere. Thank you for watching this video. Movie.